Hey everyone, this is Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. I am excited that you are taking the time to watch this video. I appreciate it. I am doing a reading journal favorite book from August, and I am doing the Viscount Who Loved Me. I just showed you my aesthetic that I put together all by myself. Oh my goodness, you guys, I went down a rabbit hole trying to find images that were like free stock images that I could use, just because I like to be safe like that. And I found several, and then I found some on Pinterest, and I think I had the source, but anyways, I had a lot of fun finding all the pictures and putting together my own aesthetic board, and so it was a lot of fun. I did a warm filter on the photo, and I made a collage and printed it out, and since I did the warm filter and had a book cover that was red, I decided to go with the yellows and the red. So it kind of went with the love theme, and it's going to turn out really cool. I take several different yellow inks, as you saw, and I just stamped all the greenery around the edges, and I just stamped some flowers as well. The Everyday Greenery and this mixed media stamp set are both from Felicitas. I absolutely love everything that Felicitas makes and shares, and I will definitely link her YouTube channel. She is incredibly inspiring. So I am going to cut these flowers out, and then I'm going to crumple them up, and then I'm going to try a little water stamp, leftover stamp ink technique that I learned from Makiko. She is on Instagram, and I'll leave her information too. So many inspiring people in the community. So I'm going to pick these up, and what I do is normally when you do this technique, you stamp, then you get your leftover ink and put that on whatever you stamped. I didn't do that, so I went ahead and just stamped another flower, or I'm going to do that in just a second. But you stamp another flower, and you just use that leftover ink to kind of gather it up on your water brush and just spread it around on the stamped image. It's really cool and it's really fun, and I love it. It turned out so good, and it matched my color scheme perfectly. It was the pop of color that I needed. I'm also going to do it on the other flowers with the ink that I used, and this one I didn't stamp because it's a different type of ink, so I wanted to make sure I had enough ink to cover the flowers. So I have all of those. I dump them back on my paper and my journaling spread, and now I can add my two photos, the aesthetic on the left and then the book cover over on the right. I noticed that, my flowers are still kind of wet, so I'm going to use my heat gun in a minute. Is that what it's called? Heat embossing tool? Embossing tool, that is the word. It's like a scrapbook tool for putting a shiny powder over the top of your stamped images. But I use it occasionally when I'm doing things and I need things to dry quickly. So I had them flying all over the place, but I got them a little bit more dry. And now I can start to build my clusters. And also I have those black stamped phrases, currently crazy about this and currently reading. So I am going to put my flowers down in the different places, and then I can get started on my thoughts. I'd love to know in the comment section, have you read this book or have you watched the show? I would love to know. For me, I have watched the show, but I actually read these books, the first one and the second one, after I finished the seasons. But going forward, I think I'm going to try to read them before I see the seasons when they come out. Just because there is a lot of differences, and I can notice those differences. And I also, so far, am noticing that I'm liking the books better. And I guess that's how it usually is with movies or TV series. I just like the book better. I understand that they change things for TV, and that's great, but I enjoyed this book. I mean, we all know what it was about. It was the second book in the series about the Bridgertons, and in this book we get Anthony's story and how he grew up very quickly with his father's passing from a bee sting, and he's a very loyal and responsible man to his family, but he's ready to build his own family and steps out on the ton. He meets Edwina and decides that she will make a suitable wife and companion, but it's not a love match because Anthony has decided that you know, he can't marry for love, and he has this profound fear of dying young. And that's one thing that I really liked about the book, is that it kind of explored the mental health aspect and some of their trauma. Kate's and Anthony's explored that a little bit deeper and dealt with that a little bit more. What happens is that Kate and Anthony wind up in a similar situation as the TV show with the bee sting, and it winds up that they have no choice but to go forward with a marriage. And, you know, slowly they kind of realize that, you know, between all the banter and the fun things going on between them and different events that happen in the book, that they really are a love match, and they're able to kind of work through that together and see the possibilities of what happens when you decide to love someone. I picked probably the most famous quote because I just love it. It's, "Love's about finding the one person who makes your heart complete, who makes you a better person than you ever dreamed you could be. It's about looking in the eyes of your wife and knowing all the way to your bones that she's simply the best person you've ever known." That is so, so good. I just love that quote, and I felt like it was perfect. I'm going back and highlighting a few things to wrap up this spread, and I hope, again, you guys have enjoyed this. I'd love to know if you read the book or watched the movie, or not the movie, the series, either or. I'd love to know. I found both the book interesting, and also the series was so fun to watch. I just love it all. I love the books. I love the series. I love it. It's so much fun. So I hope you have enjoyed seeing this one come together, and I would love a thumbs up or a subscribe if you are new to my channel. All right. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.